Hello everybody, I'm Rave, and today we are playing Elsword. Elsword is pretty much an MMO that, of course, involves swords. It's in the name. It is a Japanese anime game. Characters talk in Japanese, but everything can be put down into English. It's where I can read it at least. And if you're not a fan of anime, it's fine. But you don't have just because you're not a fan of the TV shows does not mean you don't like the games. Pretty much, I have already created 3 characters. I'm going to delete this character mainly because I really did not do him well. That's why I made a second one of him. This is my main character, Insane Maniac, mainly due to the character himself. But today I'm gonna make a new character just to kind of show y'all what the game's like at the beginning, and give you guys a sense of direction of how this video might go, and if I do this series more often.
애들하고 불러. 내 옆을 떠다니는 이 다이너모들만 있으면 불가능? 그런 건 없어.
Alright, this character, his name is Ad. Now, he's 16 years old, using Assad Dynamo weapons, which are those little spires behind his back floating. Those are his weapons. And no, this game does not have when you pick a character, customize exactly how you should look and color and all that. That does not come on until later in the game. You can do it, but later in the game after you create the character. You have to start off initially as he looks. And character job information, now that's about his his final forms, pretty much. About how you're pretty much going to be look like when you're maxed out, when you max your level out. This is about midway. This is the Psychic Tracer. I like this one mainly because the coloring is really cool. I think they did a smooth job on the character type right there. It does not change any of his regular stats. Alright, let's go down to the final form of that one. The Lunatic Psyker. This one is probably my favorite version of him. He just looks OP. He just looks it. He really does. I cannot wait to actually get this for myself. And I really love the color. Purple on black with white. And his red eyes. That's really cool. Alright, let's go to the next job one. Arc Tracer. Now, this one's, think of what's the opposite of black? White, of course. Pretty much the same thing, except this one is more physical, and they did raise the difficulty rating of him. He is going to be harder to play at this one, and he has a longer range. His speed did not change, of course. And his final form, Mastermind, same stats, of course, as the first one. It's just more OP. And he is also, as I'm sure you notice, has the word new above his little icon right here. That means that he is the newest addition to the game. He was the newest character. And you do not have to pay for him. He comes standard with the game just because this game is a free-to-play game in the Steam store. So if you do want to play this game, check it out. I'm sure you enjoy it. And let's move on to the next couple of characters.
안녕, 난 엘소드야. 난 이 대검을 휘두르며 전투를 하지. 작다고 무시하면 안 돼. 내 검술은 날렵하고 강하다고.
This is Elsword. He is 13 years old. And his weapon of choice is a great sword, of course, because he's 13 years old. Why not? I'm assuming that he was originally thought of the main character, like this game ever had a TV show at one point in time, which I do not know if it did or not. But if it did, I'm pretty sure he was like the main character, being that the name of the game is also his name. His job information, it's not as cool looking as, in my opinion, it's not as cool looking as Ad's, but that's because, I like Ad better than him, hence why I'm still playing Ad. Final form of the Sword Knight is a Lord Knight. Now, I do admit the Lord Knight does look pretty cool. He does look pretty cool about that, but I still don't think he'll stand a chance against at a final form. This is his Magic Knight, which of course it looks like he's going to be strong but have magic powers. And Rune Slayer. The sword on here, this one does look pretty cool. The sword wise, in my opinion, the sword looks cooler. The Sheath Knight, I don't really know what that would mean. Swings many swords and quickly chops down enemies. That just means his speed went up, I think. Let's see what the final form. Infinite Sword. Now the Infinite Sword does look pretty cool, but I still think this one looked cooler, in my opinion. I think just the way they styled it looked cooler. And yeah, that's Elsword. Let's move on.
안녕, 난 아이슈라고 해. 내 마력을 빼앗아가 버린 반지를 찾아 여행하는 마법사야. 마력을 많이 빼앗겼지만 나 약하지 않다고.
Alright, I'm not sure I will be pronouncing the name right. It's Aisha. I'm not sure I pronounced that right, but she is 15 years old. She uses a staff because obviously she's a mage. Her job informations: High Magician, the Elemental Master, Dark Magician. I guess I'm supposed to make like a Yu-Gi-Oh comment to that, like a Dark Magician girl or something like that kind of thing. Void Princess. This one actually, to me, will be a pretty cool version of her. Battle Magic. I guess if you want to play like the cute type of character, you can go with this one. Dimension Witch.
반가워. 난 레나라고 해. 난 날렵한 엘프 궁수야. 화살뿐만이 아니라 발차기에도 일가견이 있다고.
Alright, this is Renee. Her age is unknown. Her weapon is a bow. Being that her age is unknown would be due to the fact that she is an elf. And if any of you watch Lord of the Rings or know anything about fantasy characters or anything like that, elves live to be God knows how old, because in Lord of the Rings, Lord Elrond was 3,000 years old, and he was probably older than already pretty old by the time of that war, the first war for the ring. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, never watched Lord of the Rings, you do need to watch it, if you especially want to understand what I'm saying. Her job information is Combat Ranger. Wind Sneaker. I do like the Assassin's Creed Unity style bow on the arm. Sniping Ranger. This is probably just the fact that she's probably more accurate. Grand Archer. Now this is like something that I see in a stereotypical anime TV show. Trapping Ranger. Night Watcher. This is probably going to be the pretty OP'd one, but her range did go down. That's the problem right there. She is now a medium range character. Her difficulty range jumped from easy to hard. So I would think that this probably would be a character type that someone is using online a lot, because, you know, the harder the characters to play as, probably the more overpowered they are.
내 이름은 레이븐이다. 난 날렵한 이 검과 낫소드팔을 이용해서 전투를 하지. 날렵함에 있어서는 나를 따라올 자가 없을 거다.
Alright, this is Raven. This is the character I was playing as. He is the oldest character in the game. He's 24 years old. He uses the Nasad hand, which is his giant claw, of course, and a blade, which is, of course, the sword. His final forms are really cool looking, because he just looks like one of those evil bad guys you see on any anime TV show that involves swords. That are just one really, really pissed off good guy. Blade Master, his sword looks pretty cool in this one, though. So does his claw. He actually has it covered up in this one with the sleeves. Overtaker. This one we like if you want to do like fast damage or high damage and take a lot of he's pretty much the tank. This is his tanking form. The Reckless Fist is probably the coolest one. Well, not really. I think the next one I'm about to show you is probably even cooler, but this is probably second coolest. Alright, Weapon Taker. This one's really cool. I love how the claw and the sword go together very well. And the Veteran Commander. This is probably his most OP form, in my opinion. It makes his difficulty rating go jump to hard. This is probably the one version I'm going to go for when I use this character. So, alright. Next character
고도의
is
지능을 가진 낫소드, 이브라고 합니다. 전 제가 아끼는 두 개의 기어인 모비, 레비와 함께 L의 힘을 동력으로 하는 빠른 기동이 특징입니다.
Alright. This is Eve. Her age is unknown. Her weapons are drones. This is, of course, these little guys right here. I don't really know why her age is not known, because she doesn't appear to be an elf, but she might be like a cyber-enhanced human. Probably. Her job information. Here's the code Exotic. Code Nemesis. Code Architecture. Code Empress. Code Electra. And code Battle Seraph. Don't think I pronounced that word right, but oh well. But yeah, Eve actually is a key part of Ad's storyline, because Ad has a fixation on her. Due to what gives her power, it also gives him power. Ad is a power-hungry maniac, pretty much. But he's very smart. Very smart. Alright, let's go to...
세이커 가문의 후계자 청이라고 해요. 대대로 내려오는 수호석의 힘으로 만들어진 갑옷과 무기를 사용해요. 저에게는 강력한 철포의 형상으로 만들어졌답니다.
Alright, this is Chung. She is 13 years old, like Elsword. Her weapon is Cannon, aka Destroyer. Which obviously is pretty much, she's going to use it like a giant-ass hammer / cannon, a handheld cannon. If you ever played the games, the Samurai Warrior, you know, Way of the Samurai 2 and all that stuff, Ieyasu, I think was his name, his weapon was a spear cannon. Alright, and this is her Fury Guardian. This is her Iron Paladin. Shooting Guardian. I'm assuming this means she has a longer range, because that cannon looks like it's really going to do some damage no matter what range you're in. This is Daily Chaser. Her cannon looks completely different in every one of these. Shelling Guardian. Not really sure. Honestly, I cannot tell you which one will probably be the more OP out of all these job informations. And this is the Tactical Trooper. But as you can see, the top three job informations, these are the starting forms of them. And of course, there's a line right below, meaning if you want to play this form, you have to choose one of these that correspond with the one below. The way you do that is by eventually hitting a certain level, which I believe is 30, and you unlock your the first part of the job. You can choose between whatever job information on these top row is. Then, of course, you level up, and eventually get to the final forms. Alright, next is Ara.
한 가문의 자제인 아라라고 해요. 창술에 능하고 동행하는 신령스러운 여우인 은혜 능력을 사용할 수 있어요.
Alright, this is Ara. She is 17 years old. Her weapon is, of course, a spear. She's also one of the fastest characters to play as. Alright, this is little Heisen. I believe that's how I said that. Sakura Devanam, Little Devil. This one's probably the cooler looking ones. Yama Raja. This is probably the coolest one I've seen for her. Little Spectre. That's pretty cool. Double-sided spear. That's really cool. I like the dark and light combination right there. Asura. That's a really cool spear. I think that spear should be probably the coolest looking one. Alright, next final character.
안녕. 난 엘리시스라고 해. 묵직한 대검이 나한테는 딱 맞는 무기지. 아무도 날 막을 수 없다고.
Alright, this is Elysis. She is actually the older sister of Elsword. As you could not already tell, meaning that they have the same hair color, and it appears to be the same kind of setup. But she's 16 years old. Her weapon, of course, is Claymore. Her jobs are Saber Knight, which that sword looks just like the one on Soul Calibur 5, one that Siegfried uses in Soul Calibur 5. If you know what I'm talking about, please leave a comment down below. And this is Grandmaster. This is Pyro Knight. And this is Blazing Heart. This is probably her badass form, in my opinion. Probably the most OP'd one, too. Alright. Well, we're going to make a character with... Let's go with Add.
애드라고 불러.
Next step. Alright, enter a name. What should we call him? I know. Alright, I chose to say SZ initials mainly because it means something. If you know what SZ stands for, it is the acronym. If you know what that stands for, leave a comment down below.
후회하진 않을 거다.
Kind of figured no one would use that.
어린 시절, 전쟁 속에 나는 모든 것을 잃어버렸다. 폐허로 변한 마을 속에서 유일하게 살아남았던 나는 노예로 팔려나갔고 감시를 피해 간신히 도망쳤지만 얼마 가지 못해 추적자들에게 따라잡혔다. 긴 도죽 끝에 쓰러진 나는 절벽 밑으로 떨어졌고 그 후 깨어난 내 앞에 고대의 유적이 자리하고 있었다. 시간 속에서 버려진 듯한 그곳에는 고대 나소디에 관한 방대한 지식들이 모여 있었고 나는 무언가에 이끌리듯이 나소디에 관한 지식을 쌓아나갔다. 다른 무엇에게도 지지 않은 힘을 갈구하면서
Alright.
드디어 완성했다. 예상치 못한 이레귤러가 있었지만 남은 데이터만 모은다면 그런 관계로 미안하지만 계약은 파기다. 원리경. 헤드. 재미있는 실험체가 나타나서 말이지. 당신은 더 이상 쓸모가 없어졌어. 고대 나소드라. 정말이지 흥미로운 실험체야. 너는 이 몸을 얼마나 즐겁게 해줄 수 있을까?
As you notice, that is Eevee.
자, 실험을 시작하자.
That is the reason why Ad has this fixation on Eevee. Yeah, the controls are very simple in this game.
간단한데?
If that wasn't already obvious. Oh look, someone is almost in final form. Cool. What do I do in this low level village? Alright, well. Cleared the mission. That was easy. Yeah, it's pretty much, you don't hear much people talking. It's more subtitled and fighting. That's pretty much what this game is.
간단한데? 쏟아져라.
Yeah. Let's get to a dungeon real quick. As soon as I kill these guys, I'll get to a dungeon. This game is a lot of grind to it, so yeah, you just gotta pay attention to your questing, because you can clear them without having to go back to a village or anything like that. Dungeon, here we go, first dungeon. We're just going to do it normal, because that's all we can do. Alright. Well, if any of you have ever played an anime game, then you pretty much know how the customizations on here work. But for those who have not, customizations are pretty much a lot more event items than most games would actually have. And just, you know, you have to gather these items as you progress in the game. If you can't progress in the game, you pretty much don't customize your character that much. But this game is quite easy to, you know, advance in. No one really should have problems with it. If you do wish to play with me, or if you think that I missed something in the description of the game, feel free to leave a comment down below. And possibly leave me your username if you do want to play with me in this game. Although I cannot be blamed if your username is found out by everybody in the comment section. So it probably would be best for you to just message me it. But yeah, you can kind of see why I said Ad is probably the most OP character. Starting off, he's already very powerful. He's also the smartest character, truthfully. He puts more thoughts into his plans, mainly because of where he was for quite a long ass time. In the ancient ruins of knowledge. was easy. And then you gotta kill this thing. This is the actual boss. That was like a mini boss. Every dungeon has at least one mini boss, I believe. And of course, you get higher levels. I'm sure there's probably more than one mini boss. The dungeons are only 3 characters, 3 blocks area long. So yeah. So if you think this game would be nice for me to add to the channel, or just keep this as a side project for now, and if just leave a like and definitely leave a comment. If you didn't like the game, leave a comment and suggest what game I should play. And be sure to try and leave that comment, because I want to interact with everyone who watches my videos. I want to to at least be able to play with a lot of y'all, because I'm sure a lot of you have Steam accounts, even Xbox Live accounts. I do play Xbox Live. Although I cannot record those sessions, I can still at least play with you guys. Yeah, if lost my train of thought. Dang it. Well, anyways, I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you liked the game I picked out. If you not into anime, that's fine. No one really says you have to watch the video. But as always, have a good day and night.